Welcome to class, everyone. My name is Mysan, and I'm going to teach you a happy hips class today in yin yoga. We're just going to start centering in a little bit, so hands somewhere comfortable. Make sure your sit bones and your buttocks can be a little bit heavy down towards your heels. And for a moment, just close your eyes. Just feeling how you feel today. If the energy sits deep inside of your body or if it's quite shallow. Starting to hang out with your breath a little bit just to explore how that feels today, if that's shallow or deep, faster, slower. There's no real right or wrongs, just how it feels today. Dropping your shoulders, relaxing your jaw. And to connect a little bit further into your energy, your chi that runs inside of you, putting your right hand onto your belly button and your left hand up onto your heart. Just dropping the shoulders, and we're just going to breathe a little bit into our hands. We're going to start on the next inhale to breathe into the upper hand, into the upper lungs, and then middle lungs, and then lower lungs. And as you exhale, we're exhaling out from the lower lungs, the lower hand, up through the middle lungs and upper lungs. And that's your breath, breathing in and out, gradually filling up and emptying the lungs. Still relaxing your beautiful face and your jaw, your tongue and your teeth, and letting that breath come smoothly in and out of your nostrils. Just feeling where that energy is going and how it feels, if it has shifted, if you feel that you have become more aware. And we're going to keep that breath with us as we go through the entire class. And we're going to start the class to just give a little bit more fire to our lungs. So releasing the hands, extending the hands out sideways. Take a deep inhale to lift them up towards the sky. Palms come together and drop the hand on the exhale down in front of your heart center. We're going to open with an Om. So letting your thumbs touch your sternum. Now start taking a deep inhalation. And then fully exhale. And then inhale to begin. Now give yourself a big bright smile and welcome yourself to your yoga practice. So we're going to start in butterfly pose today. So we're going to sit onto our bum and soles of the feet together. Now if you have any rounding in the lower back, as in rounding back, lower back, you need to get the pudding bits out of the way, or maybe even sit up onto a blanket so you have a little bit of height underneath your bum. We need that forward rotation in the hips and in the pelvis. Now soles of the feet together, making sure you have them as far in or out as you feel comfortable, and knees can just sort of leisurely hang out. And it's not about forcing down, we're just going to have a little bit of a chill down. So I want you to just round the spine and drop into this. And it's not about starting on the finishing line, it's about yielding and melting into this. So I need you to take your time to get into this wherever that is taking you. And it might take a few moments for you to feel where you need to go in this. So really take your time to just find your way. If there's too much pressure on the lower back, then you have a straighter spine. If you're okay to open up your spine a little bit more, then let that spinal curve be exaggerated, and then drop your head. Letting the shoulders be soft and the elbows hang underneath the shoulders. I'm going to stay here for a few moments. So just letting your jaw and your face slackens too, as you just drop yourself down. Relaxation in the buttocks, in the thighs, in the fingers. Breathing softly. It's a big external rotation of the hip joints. So letting yourself just be with this will open you up quite deeply into the hips and along your spine. Now the more you hang your head forward, the more of an opening you'll get through the spine and through your neck. So our head weighs about 3 to 5 kilos. That's a beautiful natural weight to use, using gravity to open yourself up with. That breath that we set you up with in the beginning of class is a really good breath to keep floating with. So breathing into the top of the lungs, middle of the lungs, the lower lungs, and then when you exhale up from the bottom of the lungs, middle lungs, and upper lungs. Shoulders relax. So we're working quite deeply into quite a few meridians that we use in yin yoga here. Liver and kidney meridians, it's the inside of your legs, thighs and groin. Urinary bladder runs up along your spine, and we have the gallbladder on the IT band outside thighs. So it's beneficial in so many ways to just drop into this and really relax the superficial muscles. So for us to get into these yin poses, we need to relax those superficial muscles so we can reach into the joints and the bones, connective tissue, the fascia, big broad bands, soft tissue inside. I'm going to stay here for a little bit longer. So be with your breath and melt and yield and let go. To just drop into this. It's very much a yin pose because we do not really need to hold ourselves up. The body is holding ourselves up with whatever tension and stresses and bone and compression it has in it. So you can just be relaxed. If it's too much for your head to hang it forward all the time, by all means do a few yeses and nos. Have a little bit of a feel of where the neck needs to go. Maybe even shrug the shoulders, but see if you can keep that beautiful curve of the spine and the relaxation of the legs. We have about 8 deep inhalations and exhalations here to go. So smile at your toes, be in your relaxation and enjoy it for the last little bit.
This for like 10 years now. I feel like, wow, they're really, really good.
About 2 more deep, long, beautiful inhalations and full exhalations. And as we come out and up out of yin poses, we're moving equally slow as we come down. So slowly start to roll yourself up. You might need to engage your core a little bit, maybe use your hands. Take your time. And I'm just going to draw the legs out. Maybe place the hands behind you and have a little bit of a shake out. We're going to continue straight into dragonfly pose. So legs are going to come out as wide as you feel okay with. And again, getting those pudding bits out of the way, or sit up onto a blanket to find that forward tilt in your pelvis. So blanket or bolster, nice to sit up on. Yep, and staggering yourself a little bit so we can get our legs out. So we needs to come forward. Now, I want you just to shake out those legs, and if you feel that your legs are too wide out, you know what? Move them in a millimeter or so, or centimeter, because it's not about forcing, it's about just finding your way. And then shake the legs out, total relaxation. Now, instead of coming out of any poses, if you need a prop, then let me know. But always try to have something close by. We're gonna again just drop forward into this. And if you need to have a bolster in front of you, I can come around with one, but just hang yourself forward. And again, it's just a matter of finding where you need to be in this and how it feels for you. So you can boogie those shoulders, make sure the toes are relaxed, make sure you have that relaxation in your buttocks. For some of you, it might be nice if you're down onto your shoulders and your neck is becoming a little heavy, you might just want to have a little bit of a hang out into your hands. You look really pretty too. So, if you need a bolster, let me know. And then just relax those thighs, the legs, soften into it. Dropping the shoulders. So if you really hang your elbows underneath your shoulders, they will sort of drop down with a bit of weight. So you open really neatly over your shoulder blades and shoulders as well. So figuring out, feeling where you need to go. If it's too much of a tension underneath your knees, you can always roll up a blanket or put a small bolster underneath the knees. So you have a bit of a bend in the knees but can still relax the legs. So again, let me know if you need a prop. Now, we're hanging forward, folding forward, head's heavy. And our bodies are again relaxed.
15 seconds. Cool.
Curving the spine. So in Yin Yoga, we're working not so much with muscles as we do in Hatha Yoga. We're working beyond the muscles. So we need those superficial muscles to relax. And when we have that relaxation, we're allowing ourselves to get deep in and move bones and joints. So as soon as you can almost feel it in these poses, as soon as you relax around the glutes and the thighs and the knees, you can feel it go deeper into the joint and in towards the bones. And that's when we reach the connective tissue, the fascia, the big broad bands of ligaments that we want to slowly massage and make more mobile, more elastic. And why are we doing this, you might wonder? Well, you normally don't see the world champions in any sport finish their sport because their muscles are broken. But you often hear them finish their sports because their bodies are broken within the ligaments or the connective tissue, the bones, the joints are not holding up anymore. And that's what we're preventing here. We're preventing the stagnation in the joints and creating mobility within our bodies. We're creating stronger, more elastic connective tissue and ligaments. And by doing so, we're going to be on that surfboard or go down that ski hill when we're like 85. Full mobility and happiness. Yodeling down the mountain. So let yourself fall into this. Yin Yoga is a lot about allowing your body to just be and to really feel where you need to go. So in Hatha Yoga, it's a lot of alignment. You need to do this and that, which is great because you work with the muscles. You need to have those boundaries here. The boundaries are where your body wants to take you. So really listening into where that is, which might be totally different today from what it was yesterday. Do you want to place your hands behind you and hold on to the hands? And then lift your height. Wow, so beautiful. About 8 to 10 more deep inhalations and exhalations. Yielding, dropping, feeling. Where can you go and how does it feel? Can you be with that breath? Can you take yourself a little bit further without forcing or pushing, but just finding your juicy way to be? Relaxing the toes, the thigh muscles and the glutes. Take your time. About 2, 3 more deep, long inhalations, exhalations. And really taste those inhalations. They taste so good. Just bring them into you. And again, as we come up, very slowly, switch on your core, your bandhas a little bit. Press into the hands, take your time. So muscle snips back really fast. Ligaments needs a long time to come back. So take that time. Whoop, whoop. Nice, well done everyone. Drawing the legs in. Going to come into a counter pose. So when you're ready and you have relaxed and the energy is flowing freely through your body, hands behind you, fingertips in towards your bum, feet about hip width apart, and we're lifting up into tabletop position, looking down towards your belly button, and just hang out here for a moment, drawing the shoulders down towards your knees, lifting those beautiful hips up, and breathe. Just taking your time, get those toes to press down. 2 more deep inhalations, full exhalations. And slowly, when you're ready, coming down and laying down to hug your knees in towards your chest. Just give yourself a bit of a hug and a squeeze. Totally deserve it. You can roll a little bit onto your sacrum, so rolling your knees one direction, giving yourself a little bit of a massage in the other direction. And we're going to rock and roll on our spine, so backwards, forwards, about 7, 8 to 10 times, just starting slow and little, tucking the nose up towards your knees so your neck is safe. If you do not want to do that, you can turn over to your right hand side, roll up to a seated position if you don't want that spinal massage. We're going to continue up into a downward facing dog. So hands about shoulder width apart, spreading out through the fingers so you have your beautiful foundation. And then finding your downward facing dog, just checking it out, feeling into it, walking the legs out a little bit. I'm not going to stay here for long, but there is no yin class without a little bit of yang. So let's raise the right leg all the way up into the air. As far as you can go, just happiness and length. Just see how it feels. And then bending into the right leg, pivot it over towards the left. Look up underneath your right armpit. And just open those hips, the heart, the whole rib cage up towards the sky. Just let it open. Let the breath be strong, hands be strong. Beautiful. Breathing in and out of your nostrils. Oh, you guys are awesome. Stay for 2 more beautiful, long, powerful inhalations, full exhalations. And then we're going to come forward with that right foot all the way forward in between your hands. and then lower the left knee down. So we're going to come into a few dragon series or dragon poses in the dragon series. So I want you all to start. So the knee and the ankle is stacked on top of each other, or the knee slightly behind. So just having that safety in your step. We're going to start here and just hang forward here for a little bit. We're going to stay for a few moments. And just see where that's taking you. And relax the back leg fully. So you can just drop into the hips. Hands can sort of hang out wherever they want to. If you would like to and you feel stable in hanging on to that front foot, you can interlace the hands behind you and draw the heart forward slightly. So always finding your version, your variation to where you need to go. Breathing and being, keeping it safe, so not going too far forward yet. We're going to hang out here for a while, so don't go too early to the finishing line. We want to have the opening happening very gradually with our patience. And our happiness. So a few more moments here in, they call it high-flying dragon or baby dragon sometimes. Gonna have a little bit of a play around with these dragons. So, planting the hands down if they're not there. We're gonna plant the hands onto the left side of the right foot and slightly pivot those right toes out towards the right corner of the mat. We're going to come into winged dragon. So for some of you, you might want to come further down onto your elbows. Important thing is that the heart should lead towards the front of the mat. So don't walk yourself out sideways, but lead forward. You might be still onto your hands. You might want to widen your hands. Now we're going to peel the sole of the right foot up and draw that knee out. And it can come up and in. We're going to stay for a few minutes here. But we're just going to see where that wants to go. You might want to hang out there, open up the wing, and you might want to close it after a little bit. So totally up to you. But we're just going to sink a little bit deeper into that side. So the whole sole of the foot will peel up. And you're hanging out on the outer edges of that foot, letting that knee just come out. Now, the wider you can have your hands, more likely you'll have the freedom in your spine around your neck as well, because it doesn't cramp your shoulders up. So feel where that hand and arm position, elbow position wants to be. And never push too far, feeling into if that winging out is way too much, then come back a little bit. Always feel where you need to go. And then we're breathing into the back of the heart. Beautiful shining heart shines at the back of you, equally as at the front of you. So find your breath, relax your jaw. Clenching your teeth will not help you right now. Let the head be quite soft. And you can work on that opening up and coming back in. A few more moments. We're not staying for super long. The juiciest part is still to come, my friends. And you're all looking forward to that. Taking about 3 more deep inhalations, full exhalations here. Breathe. And breathe. Okay. Slowly walking the hands up. Still hanging out in that beautiful dragon pose. So by all means, if you need a little bit of a break, straighten out the front leg and give those hips a bit of a break. Totally okay. When you are ready, we're again going to plant our hands onto the left side of the right foot. We're going to come into low flying dragon or the splits eventually, which is all different for everyone. So you might just want to shimmy that foot a little bit further forward and hang out onto your hands, and this might be you. You might want to come down onto your elbows, and that might be you. And as you go into this, we're going to stay for a few minutes. So don't take it too far, but as you go into this, you might want to shimmy this foot even further forward, and when you're ready, coming into the full splits, but totally up to you. We're all so different in our bone composition and how we work, so just feel into where you need to go. So don't take it too far. We're staying for a little bit. Let your breath be steady. So working quite deeply into the hip joint here in all those dragon series. This might be the dragon that wants you to breathe fire on me. That's okay, I can take it. So find your breath, breathe with it. Feel that you can allow yourself to open up through the joints. If there's any pressure on the back knee and you need some padding under the back knee, there's blankies we can put, or you can roll up your mat, we can put it underneath your knee. So totally okay to have your padding and where you need to go. If you need a bolster to hang out on, up with your hands, we can do that too. Now again, the wider you plant your hands, so it's okay to put the hands outside of the mat. You won't fall through the floor, I promise you that. But just play with those hands. What I don't want is the sort of shrugging up and making the whole spine just crump up and not be allowed to open up. So think and feel. If you want to rise up with your heart and open the chest, you can do that too. Let your breath be steady. Awesome, you're doing well. So let's say about 15 more breaths. That's probably not what you want to hear right now. That's totally okay. Just go with it. So your mind will take you on those crazy roller coaster rides. But you are more than your mind. So where can you take yourself right now? How does it feel? Where do you want this to feel good for you? How do you want it to feel? So exploring that. Dropping into the hips. Extension, flexion of the hips. A lot of emotion often sitting in our hips. As we build up scar tissue in our body, we also build up scar tissue, emotional scar tissue, that equally needs to be released and removed and worked on, chiseled away on. That's a lot what we're doing in yin yoga. So 4 more deep inhalations, long, beautiful exhalations. Use your breath. And when you're ready, graciously, because this is an awesome pose to come graciously out of, take your time, hands plants down, downward facing dog or child's pose, prayer pose, whatever feels good for you. Have a feel. Your body will tell you where you need to go. Well done. Okay, we're bringing out the pom-poms, celebrating the other side. Woohoo! Okay, downward facing dog. Find it and feel it. Just walking those legs out. Just breathing with it. And we're lifting the left leg up into the air. As far as you can go, just feel that length. You're going to bend that left leg, pivot it over towards the right. Look up underneath your left armpit and really peel your whole upper body, rib cage, heart, up towards the sky. Steadiness in your hands and in that standing foot, letting the hips stack on top of each other. Breathing, being, opening up. Here we go, drawing that left leg in underneath you, place the left foot forward in between your hands as you lower the right knee down, back behind you. Making sure ankle, knee safe, stacked, so we're just starting in that safe spot, relaxing the back leg back behind you. And we're just hanging out here first to start with. And again, you can just hang yourself forward, head can hang if you want to, interlace the hands, and raise yourself up a little bit. You can do that. But it's that beautiful forward drop into the hips. So opening up through the front groin, opening up through the back legs, quad muscle, compressing a little bit in the front leg side. So again, working with those beautiful liver, kidney meridians running down or up the inside of your legs and up through the groin. And letting yourself breathe. Sinking those hips forward. Melting your heart. So in Yin Yoga, because we allow ourselves to hold these poses for such a long time and we go so deep into our bodies, we release not only that body scar tissue that we have, but also the emotional scar tissue. And when we do so, things can come up and surface. And that's where you need to be a little bit of aware of where to take that. Is it something you want to surface, or does it need to marinate a little bit longer? Where is your edge and how does it feel for you? So sometimes stuff comes up, but it might not be the right stuff. So whatever comes up for you in these poses, listen in and feel in. What lessons are in there for you? What do you need to take out of it and take with you? What do you need to expand, explore, observe? What do you need to leave behind and not take with you whatsoever, because it does not serve you? So curiosity. A few more deep inhalations and full exhalations, hanging high here for a little bit. That awesome winged dragon is coming your way very soon. Relaxing the tongue, the teeth. Breathing. 2 more. Staying forward where we are with the hips, planting the hands onto the right side of the left foot. Slightly pivoting the left toes out a little bit. And again, we're moving the heart forward, not sort of out sideways. So don't go sideways with your heart. You can go out wide with your hands though, or come down onto your elbows. And then we're going to get that wing action out with that left leg, peeling the sole of the foot up and out, just dropping into it. So feeling where you need to go into this. And again, side to side, we're very different. That emotional scar tissue might be differently built up on one side to the other. So taking it to where you need to go, feeling where your body needs to take you and listening into that. And not only that emotional scar tissue, but also our skeleton is actually not symmetrical side to side. So how we feel and look on one side may be very different to the other side. Just hanging out here and letting it give you what it needs. Exploring that leg can go in and out. Roll to the outer edge of that foot. How does it feel? Where's your breath? As soon as you feel that you're out of breath or it's becoming too shallow or too rapid, you've gone a little bit too far. So it's totally okay to come up and out a little bit, but keeping the pose where it is, because that's what we do in Yin Yoga. With patience and time, we yield and open up and melt into poses to give us that help. Not far to go, but 3 more deep inhalations, long, beautiful exhalations.
Chilling out for about another 5 seconds. Cool. And then from here, take your hands to the inside.
Take your time. And slowly walking the hands up just to reestablish, find and feel. This time we're coming into the low flying dragon. So again, you might want to shimmy the left foot further forward. You might want to have your hands further out. We're still leading the heart forward though. You might want to come down onto your elbows. And as you go into this in a few minutes, you might want to come down. You might want to come up totally to where you need to go. So don't take yourself too far down too early. I'd rather have you go very, very slowly down into where you need to be than have to come up and out of it. So listen in. And again, side to side, very, very different. So feeling where your edge is and playing with it. Not falling over, dropping down, disappearing. But just being on that edge where you can hang out and it feels that it's doing something quite powerful for you. Is there anything that you can do to yourself right now, for your mind, for your heart, for your body, for your bones, to make you feel awesome? Is your mind taking you away on a big roller coaster ride? One of those nasty roller coaster rides? If so, bring it back to the Ferris wheel, the good one, whatever is good for you. Because that little monkey chatter in your head, it's only your mind playing tricks with you. So whatever this gives you, know that you can take it into where you need it to go. You have that choice. You're doing well, everyone. Drop maybe a little bit further for a few more moments. Maybe wet your lips, swallow a few times, not clenching up through the mouth, the teeth, the jaw. About 8 more. Long, beautiful inhalations. You're all doing awesome. Well done, everyone. Last 1 or 2 breaths. Take your time. When you come up, hands steady and stable. Find your foundation, spread out through the fingers. Getting the legs back. Find your counter pose. Maybe down dog, prayer pose. Oh, so good. You want to dance the lambada with those hips walking out of this class when you're ready. Okay. I'm going to lift up onto all fours. I think that's the easiest way to get into the next pose, which is called shoelace pose. So we are going to draw the right knee forward and cross the right knee over the left. When we have that, walking the legs out so the feet are out wide. Now, for some of you, you might need a block to sit up on or a blanket. What we're going to do is to sit our bum down in between our legs. So both sit bones are down, so you can feel that you can drop yourself down. Now, if this is too much, what I want you to do is to get the knees on top, stacked on top of each other. If that is not doable, then the lower leg can go out. So have a feel, and both sit bones down as well. So just having a feel where you need to go, but you all look pretty good right there. Now, if there's any tension in the knees, I want you to flex your feet. If there's no tension in the knees, you can relax the feet. I'm going to just incorporate a little bit of arm movement. So raising the right arm up, left arm up, and we're going to see if we can find the hands, fingertips behind us. If that is too much, we can draw the upper elbow, so the right elbow down with the help of our left hand. Now, Making sure that you're not jutting your chin forward, but start drawing the elbow tips back behind you. Let the heart shine and open up. I'm going to not hold the arms for super long, but we're going to hold the legs for a little bit longer, and we're going to start folding forward in a bit. Just finding how that feels, where you need to go. Open the arms. So arms, shoulders, neck area here, we're working with a heart, lung, pericardium, small intestine, meridian, among others. So let that beautiful heart of yours shine bright and happy. For about 2 more deep inhalations. Long, beautiful exhalations. Now, if you would like to keep your hands where they are and fold forward, you can do that. If you would like to release the hands and fold forward, you can do that. I'm going to sit with those beautiful hips for a little bit longer. And if you need a bolster or anything in front of you, okay? So let me know. Now, shoulders drop back down. Relax them, have a little bit of a boogie with them. And feel the weight of your sit bones drop down to the floor. So we're opening up through the IT bands, the glutes. The gallbladder meridian loves this. As well as along the spine, the urinary bladder meridian. The shoulders can totally drop. And we're compressing into the liver and kidney meridian, spleen meridian, the tummy. Totally getting a beautiful massage. So let yourself drop into this. And let yourself open up. Now often here, without even thinking about it, we're creating tension in the glutes and in the thighs, even though just sitting here. So take a deep inhalation. And let the glutes and the thighs just relax. Shoulders dropping down. Hanging out with you. Because you're a pretty cool person to hang out with. So stay with yourself in your space. With your breath. That beautiful heart. Allowing whatever surface to surface and come out and be left behind or processed. So Yin Yoga works a lot with a space from the belly button down to your knees. These areas where we release nicely into Yin. And hence working mostly with the lower body meridians, which is most of the ones that I've been mentioning through class. The kidney and the liver, gallbladder, all that juiciness that creates so much health inside of us gets stimulated and massaged and letting the chi, prana, whatever you want to call it, flow freely through your body. About 10 more inhalations, exhalations here. So give yourself that really good space of allowing. The last little bit. Let the tongue come away from the roof of your mouth. Shoulders relax, last little bit. You're doing great. And when you are ready, slowly Coming back up. So some of you might want to come forward onto all fours. Some of you might want to lean back and get the legs out in front of you. So wherever that takes you. Told you, lambada dancing is coming on. And just tucking the legs underneath you, coming up onto all fours again. And we're drawing the left knee over the right, walk the legs out. Now again, this side might be your awesome side compared to your great side. Doesn't really matter, but see where it wants to take you. So if it is too much, the lower leg can always come out. What we're after is the stacking of the knees. So just feeling where that needs to go. And if you need to sit up onto a blanket, a block, whatever feels good for you. Hi! Nice to see you sitting up. We're going to raise the left arm up, right arm up. Find the hands behind you. And if you can't do that, just grab a hold of that left. Yes, beautiful. Sinking into the sit bones, feeling the bones of the lower body being really heavy. Don't jut your chin forward, but open up through the elbow tips back. Feeling where that needs to take you. Let the breath be steady. You might want to open your mouth as wide as you can. Purely do that because the view is awesome. You look really funny. Taking a few more inhalations, exhalations here. But that opening of the mouth is really good because it releases the whole face and the jaw and around the neck. So it's nice to do that once in a while, even though you look funny. We want to take a few more inhalations, exhalations, keeping the arms up too. So we're going to fold forward in a moment. So when you're ready, you can keep your hands or you can let them go. And when you're ready, folding forward. And you might want to draw the feet back down and remembering that if the knees are feeling a little bit then flex the feet or get the lower leg out, straight out. And again, a little bit of a boogie with those shoulders. Beautiful, let the breath be steady. Coming back to that breath, breathing to the top of the lungs, the middle lungs, the lower lungs as you exhale up from the lower lobes, middle lobes, and upper lobes. Just floating that breath like a wave in and out of your nostrils. So if this is the pose that brings you little nasty black bats in your tummy instead of beautiful butterflies, stay with your breath. And really, it's just a yoga pose. So, what's the worst that can happen? Only good stuff comes out. As much as those little bats are nagging you or that crazy roller coaster ride is right now coming your way, now you have the choice to come back to that awesome ride that you want to be on. Take it. Buy 2 tickets. Run it 3 times. Breathing in and out of your nostrils. Follow the breath. Like a beautiful ocean wave. Shoulders are relaxing. Head's heavy. By all means do a few yeses and nos. If there's too much to hang your head forward, it's quite a bit of an opening taking place. So the main part of this pose is the legs, to hold the legs where they are and the weight of your upper body dropping onto it. But the shoulders can be shrugged a little bit, the neck can be sort of moved around. A few more deep inhalations, long exhalations. Soon there. Unclench your teeth, give yourself a smile. Okay, last 3. Deep inhale, full, long, delicious exhale. When you're ready, draw your belly button slightly in so you can get a little strength and come up. Oh yeah. Oh, we're free. You can feel that energy of chi and prana, the flow just coming back. Relax it. We're soon there, not far to go. We're going to come into saddle pose. So what we're doing is to find our knees about hip width apart. We're going to roll the calf muscles out and sit down in between our legs. So again, you might want to sit up onto a block. When we're coming down into this, some of you might want to hang out onto your elbows. That's perfectly fine. If you want to go all the way back down, you can, and draw the arms up above you. Bolsters or pillows or blankets behind you are super neat too. So see where you need to go. If you have a bolster behind you long ways, don't sit onto the bolster, sit onto a block if you need a block underneath you, and then just get that beautiful, because I'm after a bit of a spinal curve as well, and we can build, that's still your block, we can build a little temple behind you with more blocks and bolsters if you need to. So again, try out, feel out where you need to go. We can put a few bolsters underneath you, blankets, whatever you need. It's about a trial out to see where you are today. And if you could do this yesterday, you might not be able to do it today, so that's totally okay. So we've been working a lot of external rotation in the hips. This is an internal rotation of the hips. So we want to draw those calf muscles out. Beautiful. Do you want to have another bolster behind you? Just see if you can come in. Let's see what we can do. Dave, do you want another bolster there? Yeah? 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 Perfect. So we're all very different. You just need to take it to where you need to go. I'm going to stay for a little bit longer. This is a juicy pose. It opens you up the whole front body. Over the quads, the hips, the heart. So let those beautiful shoulders just drop down. And it gives that beautiful spinal curve compression in the lumbar spine. So healthy for us. So enjoy here for a few moments. And it is a quite powerful pose. But the trick with it is often to, again, find your edge. So if you need to build a small little temple behind you to hang out on, totally okay. It's not about showing off or doing or forcing or trying. It's just yielding into where you need to be. So maybe even open your mouth slightly, letting the breath come in and out of your nostrils, but the jaw just slacken and drop down. Eyes be quite soft in the eye sockets. The heart is vibrant and happy. Just breathing, not staying for super long. About 5 more inhalations and exhalations. Just dropping, feeling, being, surrendering where you need to be. Now there's a little way down to the floor if you're on a bolster. So no yoga casualties. Make sure you're coming out safely. You might want to press the hands down, the elbows down and come up that way. Some of you might want to roll over to the side. Find your way and then extend the legs out in front of you. Taking your time to get the freedom in the legs back. And we're going to have a lay down onto our backs. Aha! See? Heaven on earth just arrived, hey? Just going to do a short twist and then we're going to do, it's dessert time, Shavasana. So I'm going to draw both knees up towards your chest and extending the right leg out, down onto the floor and keeping the left leg in. And we're going to roll and twist over that left leg towards our right. Now, this needs to go where you need to take it. So you might want to shimmy the right hip in underneath you a little bit further. You might want to shimmy the shoulder blades out, that right shoulder out towards the right a little bit. Totally just feeling into where your spine needs to go and how this feels and where the glutes needs to open up a little bit more. So it's not about forcing, trying, twisting, turning. It's about yielding, finding, feeling. Just where you feel extra juicy to be. Making sure you can relax the neck. And for a few moments, just close your eyes to drop down. We're not going to stay very long at all. We just need to push that neutralization reset button a little bit for our spine, massaging into our nervous system a little bit. Give us a little bit of love in. So follow that breath. Two more deep inhalations and leave each exhale just drop you down a little bit further. So when you're ready with those inhalations, exhalations, just roll back onto your back and hugging both knees up towards your chest. And we're extending the left leg out, keeping the right knee in, and we're twisting over towards the left. Have I just done all my left and right for once in one class? What? That's crazy. So find your way, maybe shimmying the hip in underneath you a little bit further. Shoulders shimmy past, feel good where you need to go. Beautiful massage for your spine. Beautiful opening of the heart. Taking a few more moments here. About 2 more deep inhalations and long exhalations. Let them just fill you up and let them empty out. So good. So when you feel ready with those, slowly rolling back up. By all means, if there's any last twists or turns that you need to do before the Shavasana, please do so. If you're ready, a bolster under your knees might be really lovely. Maybe a blanket under your head if you know that you're jutting your chin up a little bit often. I would suggest a blanket under your head so you can tuck your chin in so you get that beautiful length of the neck. And when you're ready, dropping yourself down. Hang out in Shavasana for a little bit. So this is really your time. So make sure you stay on your mat with yourself. So take a deep, deep, long, beautiful inhalation. And you can just sigh it out. One more of those, if you would like. And then drop yourself down onto the floor, almost like you feel that you're sort of laying on a cloud of cotton. And it's just holding you safe and snug. It's really sort of comfortable. You can drop yourself into that cloud of cotton and just relax. You're held up so safely, yet in full relaxation. And again, letting the jaw drop, the tongue come away from the roof of your mouth, letting the eyes drop deeper into the eye sockets. Shoulders are dropping down, hips dropping down, legs are heavy. You're just surrounded by cotton holding you up. Breath is now effortless, going in and out of your nostrils, just floating. Letting each exhalation drop you further down into the cloud of cotton. If your mind is wandering, just come back to that beautiful rise and fall of your belly and the chest. And the inhale and the exhale. This time for you is very precious. So stay with yourself. Without any movement, just very gently, very slowly start to deepen your inhalation just a tiny bit. And feel that exhale be a little bit more full. And gradually increase the inhalation and the exhalation. Each inhale fills you up with goodness and joy, happiness in the entire body. Each exhale just breathes out anything that you do not want to stay there, toxins, bad habits. So letting that beautiful inhale go all the way down to those pretty toes. Find a tiny little movement in those toes. The next inhale reaches your fingertips, happy fingers. The next inhale reaches your heart, vibrant, happy heart. If you would like, bring a beautiful smile to your face, take a beautiful stretch, because it feels so good. And when you are ready, no need to open your eyes, you can turn over to your right hand side to lay there for a few minutes. And when you're ready, slowly coming up to any seated position you feel comfortable in. You can keep your eyes closed if you'd like. Now, if there's anything that has occurred to you through this class that you need to bring with you or leave behind, think about and observe, whatever it may be, please do what you need to do. And slowly bringing your hands up into prayer pose in front of your heart center, letting the thumbs land onto your sternum, your heart center, so you can feel your heartbeat. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you all for practicing yoga with me today. Namaste.